All right, let's quickly break down a N8N agent that I built that completely does outreach for me. Well, kind of, but I have to like press buttons, and obviously, like I don't have to write an email anymore. I don't have to do any research. So that's exactly what we're going to break down for it for any of the sales teams. Like if you're running a sales team, if you are a leader, whatever. If you are somebody who is doing prospecting, this is going to save you time. And one thing that I hate about ChatGPT and all the AIs is the fact that they make email outreach very generic. It makes they make it like, oh, you can like tell that it's written by AI, and that's kind of what I tried to solve with this N8N agent. Now, I'm going to show you quickly how it works, and then we're going to jump right into like actually building it from scratch. And then I can give you, by the end of the video, a couple of freebies, a couple of things that you can use in your own time and basically just get more sales going. All right. But this is basically just the bare bones, the agent that works, and I use it to send emails every single day. Okay. And I have a gift for you after we're done this, since it's a live video, after we're done this, I'm going to share I can't, I need to, you know, keep a little secret. But anyways, I have a gift for you that you'll be able to walk away with if you are somebody who is just starting up with sales, you're a solo founder, or you have a small team. That gift it's completely for free. That'll help you get started without, having to spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars on software subscriptions. Okay, I'm going to give you a software for free, and I wasn't supposed to tell you that, but I just did. Anyways, let's dive right into this AI agent. So basically, what I wanted to do was to do outreach. Okay, I have this software that I built, and it's like a sales execution platform. It's got sequences. So the first step of the cadence was to send them an email so that then I can call them 2 days later and be like, hey, I sent you an email, Abby. Did you have to happen to take a look at it? And that just gets them hooked. Oh, what was that email about? I wonder. It buys you a little bit more time. And then once you kind of, oh, you know what? Don't worry, I'll explain it to you right now. And then now they're listening. So and then you get to pitch your service. So that's why I just want to get that first email out of the way. By the way, I love this new screen. I got this new screen. It's yeah, that's what I'm using to show you the N8N agent. And if you don't, like if you're somebody working um, a lot, or even just having two screens is just really awesome. And I got this as one of the Christmas presents, and I didn't know that it would change my life the way it is doing right now. It's crazy. I like it a lot. So, all right, we want to make it really simple, because I really don't like those AI agents that do too many things and have too long of a workflow, because they often break, and then you have too many HTTP nodes that it makes it almost impossible for you to track and like fix. And I don't like to do that. So the main premise of this agent is for it to be able to do some research and write an email for me. All right. Now, what I'm going to show you is how I set it up. So I'm going to go to Dial Sheet. This is the software that I built, which, by the way, you can just go sign up. There's no paywall onto this. But here, to give you an idea, I upload all my leads, and I put them in a sequence, which is this. And then I have some tasks to do before I and I can select them all and start executing them one by one. Um, but what I want to do is basically click on Okay, maybe Monica is not. Let's just mark it not interested so that I don't, have to worry about it. But let's just, okay, we don't have an email for this person, so let's skip it. Okay, so what I really wanted to do is I didn't want to have to go research on LinkedIn. I didn't want to have to go to research their website. I didn't want to have to go to then analyze it in my brain and then use it to write an email. I don't like writing emails at all. So I just put this button here, generate email with AI. Now what it's doing is let's go to the N8N, and you see it's running, and you'll see I've ran hundreds and thousands of emails through this workflow, and honestly it works great. So it's running and should be done very soon. So we can see like what it actually did, step by step, and then that'll make a lot more sense for you. Okay, it's done, because I see this little dot. So it was done in 24 seconds. Let's copy this to the editor. And now let's walk you through the agent step by step. It's basically when I click on this generate email button, this button, it sends information to this webhook. Okay. It basically messages the agent with all this information. And then I basically just drag and drop this information so that I can tell my agent to use whatever information I want it to use. And then you basically just give it a prompt, which is this massive prompt. Now, I want to tell it so that it can do a good job, okay? I want to tell it what we sell. And by the way, you can have multiple agents if you have multiple offers. And then you can have an agent that goes through their websites, decides which offer are they best suited for, and then you send them that email. So first, in the prompt user message, you basically just want to give information about the prospect. And then system message is where you want to write the prompt. Like, what do you want the agent to do with that information? Okay, so in here I have this prompt, which I'll put the link in the description, and you'll be able to copy and paste the entire workflow. So no need to, write down things if you like rush and write down things. No need for that. So now, basically, this prompt tells the agent, just like exactly you would tell your employees that, hey, when this information comes in, I want you to look at this piece of information. I want you to go to Google and research about this topic. And then I want you to look at their LinkedIn. And then I want you to combine all the information. Think about what angle you want to take, what would help us sell the product better to that prospect and speak to their soul. Just like you would do that for an employee of yours, you do that same thing with an AI agent. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's just steps combined in one thinking platform, thinking mechanism. And then you tell it, what do you want as a response? So this is the response we got, but we want to see what it did in order to get that response. Okay, so you would just go to logs. So first, it got a message, and then it went to OpenAI, it's kind of like a brain. Okay, now it processed all the information, and then it gives us an output, which it wouldn't, because it hasn't. We've set the output needs to be the email that I need to send. And then it goes to the Perplexity tool, which, it does research on that company, as you can see. Now, it's not only doing research on one platform, it's doing from multiple links. And TechCrunch is one of them, Save Change World, depending upon, what exactly their company does. So whatever articles they have in there, it's doing research on all of those. And now it's going to combine all the data, send it back to the brain of the agent, which is, again, OpenAI chat node. And then there's going to be some thinking happening. Okay. As you can see, Joshua is likely Josh Pendrick. We'll see if that's true. Well, there it is. It is true. And then we can go look at his LinkedIn. Okay. Back to the agent. It says they've raised 3 million seed, just came out of stealth in 2023 and used SaaS models to deploy their Interlife platform from sports, entertainment, smart cities. Let's verify that. If that has patented software that connects digital physical worlds like never before. Let's see if that's exactly what they're doing. Yep, behind Interlife, I guess it's enables unique spaces into smart environments. Okay, so the agent is on the right track. And then a pitch around slashing software bloat. So that's exactly my offer. So you can have your own. Um, but like I like to read this thinking, and I've never done it before, and it's nice to read it while I'm showing it to you because I want to know how it makes the decision to write the email and take which angle. Uh, so right now, it's analyzing my offer and how it helps them. A pitch around slashing software bloat and tailoring AI software agents specifically for their workflow could strongly resonate as they scale up and aim for precision, efficiency, and cost control. Opening should reference a unique project like the AR experience in Grimes and festivals, with a note on infrastructure demands of scaling and virtual experiences in the real world. Tone needs to be direct, humble, and focused, no hype. Just here's what I noticed and how it helps you deal with it. So that's pretty good. Now, then it sent it back to the OpenAI node, and then it's going to analyze all of it. Can you imagine? And it's all JSON, by the way. And JSON is machine language. JSON is how these softwares think, basically, and process information. Because if you were to just take out JSON out of the context, it would just be words and it would hallucinate more. So precise JSON is what these machines need in order to, get or give you it seems like got disconnected. All right, we're back. So yeah, I'm not sure if you can, but yeah, you can't see because my face is hiding it, but this is the output that it generated. Now we go back to dial sheet. And now all I have to do is just maybe tweak it a little bit, make it how I write it. I tried to give the agent the best prompt so that it kind of knows how I like to write things. But it's not, it's not spot on. So you remember it took us 24 seconds to generate this email, which otherwise it would take you 15 to 20 minutes to write down this, or even if it takes you 5 minutes, that's what, six times this, saves you that much time. And even 5 minutes to 24 seconds, I say that's pretty good. In 5 minutes you can send six emails rather than sending one, so that's 6 to 1. So yeah, send. And then we just say done, and then next, and then we don't have email for that guy either, so I'm just gonna call him, and I don't really want to call him because it's an Indian company, and not that I hate Indian companies, it's just they don't really, they have all the knowledge and whatever they need. They don't really want to pay me unless they're massive and they need to sell in North America, which is usually the case. But anyways, let's generate an email for Francisco, Bees to Biz. It's already done. Not even 10 seconds. It's insane. Had to go undercover to find you. Okay, I gotta say, your online profile is like stealth mode masterclass. Took some real digging just to confirm you head up bees to biz in capital. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see how bad his online presence is so that we can kind of innovator. Okay. It is kind of like a software digital transformation for you, latest technology, product development. They're kind of our competitors, but I'm gonna send him this email anyway. Who don't exactly advertise what they're building. Slice 70% of their off software costs by making AI custom tools that actually fit how they work. If you're tired of random SaaS not getting you, want to see this? How? I want to say, if not, no worries at all. I'm going to delete that. There we go. And Capitola, California. Got it right. So this is pretty darn good, I must say. Like, it's short, it's researched, it's got lots of personalization, things that actually resonate with the person, and it's freaking fast. Now, since I didn't want to make this software a spam software, which is why I made it manual. So like you can literally just have this agent and add, instead of a webhook, you can literally just add a like a Google Sheet to it. So instead of, let's copy this. So if you were to just not use Dial Sheet at all, which by the way is free, if you want to go ahead, you can go sign up. You can have it until, well, because I'll be putting a little paywall on it. So you probably want to sign up sooner than later, because later you might have to pay. Right now it's completely free. Isn't that crazy? And when I say it's free, it is free. But anyways, so get a row from Google Sheet. If you just add this, select one of the sheets, let's say high coaching clients, sheet 1, and bring it here, move it, and then we can add a schedule trigger. So that every 5 minutes it triggers. Now what it would do is every 5 minutes it will trigger and get a row from N8N, from our Google Sheet, and then it will basically do or write an email. So let's just execute and then send an email. Let's just say send email node, and I'll send it to just myself. Send an email from, let's say, Hobby Automations. Sure. Hey, testing HTML. We can just put, all right, let's execute the previous nodes, see what comes here in the input. So you see, it got this row, it fetched, oh, maybe I should have told it to fetch 1 row instead of 2,000 rows. So let me stop this. Return only first matching row, and let's add a filter. Email 1 sent, and email 1 I want it to be so basically what I'm trying to do here is I want to only fetch the first row who we haven't reached out to yet. Okay, and I click on here, and then we're going to execute again. Okay. So basically now it fetched one email, as you can see, Monica Hill, and now it's writing that email. Now, mind you, well, this will fail because we haven't configured what email we want to send to and stuff like that. But mind you, this person, Monica Hill, so this is the sheet that we put as selected is Instagram coaches. I've never tried Perplexity search on Instagram coaches. So, oh, this guy needs to stop because it's generating. Yeah, it's fine. So I've never really tried Perplexity search on any of Instagram leads because it's hard to find information about them because it's more on Instagram and Perplexity doesn't really know much because it's not on LinkedIn or they don't have a website, stuff like that. But I'd be curious to find what email it has written for. Is your software situation a little wild? Obviously, it is. Out of place because there is none of that information being sent from that webhook, but we can configure all these to here and then it'll be better. So basically right now it's just a random person, and first name you can just I should have done that. But let's just say coach name, because you got to give it some prospect information, right, so that it can actually do research about that person. Role, just say coach maybe. An external URL should just be her email, her website. And role can just be coach. Now let's see if if it does it now. It should be a better email because now Perplexity would have something to search and do research about. I don't understand why it's doing literally 12 times. It's insane. Okay. Now we got this email. Hey Monica, saw your Glam Vault sold out in 48 hours. Wild, congrats. That was insane. I help folks like you build custom AI workflows software that cuts repetitive costs so you don't have to get more time on high-touch glam days or even more viral posts. That like that blow met blessings one, brow blessings one. Holy. It knows it's her viral post. Imagine your quiz or concierge level client touch going totally next level. If you ever want to peek what's possible for your brand guide or quiz stuff, just let me know. No pressure at all. Wow, that's pretty cool. And then obviously it'll use that email and send this message, but we would have to another thing that we would have to tell it to use subject from here and separate subject and stuff like that, which is a bit more complicated, but what's best for you to just do is add send email tool so that the AI can just decide what I want to write in the subject, and you can just add it here somewhere. Use send tool to send the email. Now, what we're doing in the send tool, we're just telling it to, okay, well, your job is to send and write emails. But at the end of that, you're going to use this tool called send email tool to actually send the email. But what it's going to do is, just since we click on this, it's now from email. Well, you probably want to enter this from email, like it's the email that you want to send it from. This needs to be configured because you have a bunch of them, and it's better if you just configure it. And to email, we can let AI decide that because it has that information. And subject, which also you let AI decide um, because you see it gave us subject here, but it's all together, like the subject and the body is together. So we'll just let it decide which is subject and which is body without us having to give it manual prompts or adding a bunch of other nodes to separate the subject from the body, and then having to drag and drop the subject part into the subject and then body into the body, which just more work when this can just literally do it for you. And yeah, and that's it. And then you select on body. We can just say text and then let it write text, which it'll use what it generated from the research and it'll just write it. So that's your email agent. And I'm going to delete this because I don't want to use this because I am using this one already. But you get the idea. Now, that's your email agent. So what I want you to do is just copy and paste it. You can click on the link below, get it on our community. You can also go to Dialsheet and get your own software so that you can start doing outreach. You would have to, configure all these accounts. So you can add as many email accounts as you like. You can add your AI webhook. So basically, this is the webhook that I configured. So as soon as I click on that generate email button, it sends information to this webhook. Okay. Now you can configure yours. So that's the best part about it. And then you can have other things in this workflow. If you want to do more research or if you want to have a different prompt, you'll get this workflow anyway, so that you can just literally copy and paste it and then take whatever value that you have on your end or in this section, just click on it and then paste it in Dialsheet. And then that way it'll send workflow and then wait for it to respond and then show whatever it generated. Make it easy for your outreach. You would have to configure your Twilio settings so that you no longer have to buy the dialers that charge you so much money. You can just literally use a Twilio at cost so that you never have to pay. This is very cheap, very cheap. And you can have your inbox. You can have your SMSs. If somebody sends you a text message, you can have that. And then a little pipeline. So, if you do end up closing some deals, you can just drag and drop and kind of manage things. If you can see, okay, what's coming up, what you've closed, and who do you need to follow up on, and stuff like that. And create sequences and then select leads, filter leads to add them to those sequences. Whatever you want to do, it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's your email agent, and I hope that it helps your outreach, saves you a lot of time. You can have multiple team members using the workflow, and if you're doing a heavy outreach, it should save you a shit ton of time. Like if 8 hours, if you take 5 minutes to send an email and you work for 8 hours, that's 12 emails per hour, and then 96 emails per day. Whereas if you were to send, instead of 12 emails, you'll be sending 12 times 6, 72 emails per hour. And then you'll be sending emails for 8 hours. That's 576 emails for 8 hours. So where it's like 96 versus 572, which is pretty insane if you think about it. So that's personalized outreach, which will give you well, hopefully get you responses. And volume is key. So you want to do more so that you can put your product in front of more people. And if your offer is all dialed in, if you have a really tight prompt for your agent, you will get responses. And have a really nice offer that resonates with the person that you're talking to, they will respond. So yeah, all the best. And if you have any questions, just click on the link below, get in our community, and I'm there.